Macedonian 150, and this is a video response to JL76Gaming and his video on hype. Well, hype for games. Yeah, first of all, before getting into games, I'm going to go and talk about some random movies and I'm being hyped like crazy and just ended up being... Yeah, the first one, the Blair Witch Project. Yeah, it's like, oh, this is the scariest movie ever made. It's really scary, and I remember my whole family watching it and goes, this is the biggest pile of crap we've ever seen. I've seen scarier stories for 5-year-olds. Yeah, I never understood that movie or all the hype it got. It was just a dull movie where nothing happened, and that, and another movie around the same time, and the exact same thing happening with was Independence Day. That's another movie I never got the hype for. It's like, this movie's awesome, it's got a giant spaceship blowing the White House up, but yeah, that's probably the only interesting thing. I mean, it made really disappointing as an alien invasion movie because there's no like reason why the aliens are doing what they're doing in the movie, and it never explains it. And I actually kind of liked how the aliens looked in those weird like bodysuit things they had, but doesn't like they're only in them for like under like 2 minutes of the movie. That was the only good thing I could say about that movie. That and the title was kind of supposed to be about aliens taking over the entire planet, but it just focused on America and nowhere else. So if you call it a world invasion movie, you ignore the rest of the world's kind of crap. Yeah, that movie disappointed me. At least then we got Mars Attacks, which some people say is a rip-off of it, which is not true at all. Which is a much better movie. I mean, that does the whole world invasion thing a lot better, and it's far more entertaining to watch than Independence Day ever was. And yeah, when the last one, it goes into movies. Yeah, Godzilla movies, and I mean by the American ones, we know what hype for the American Godzilla movie of the 2008 was like. 2008, no, not 2008, 1998, what am I talking about? It's like, oh, this movie's gonna be awesome, but Godzilla's a complete utter wimp in the movie. He just ran away from missiles all the time, didn't look like Godzilla. I mean, he's such an embarrassing character to Japanese people, they don't even call that Godzilla anymore, Godzilla, they call it Zilla. There's only really one good thing that I remember coming out that 1998 movie, and that was the animated series based on it. That's what the movie should have been. See, it's got a big monster fighting other monsters. When you watch a Godzilla movie, that's what you want to see, not just some wimpy iguana thing running around magically avoiding missiles and getting nearly knocked out by like 2. Ugh. And then there was the Godzilla movie from last year, and yeah, it was disappointing as well, for different reasons. I mean, it's all because people are hyping up like crazy, going, yeah, this game is awesome, you must go get this game. I mean, new Godzilla movie. Yeah, go nuts. It's like, it's got all this crazy action in it, but it's the problem we have with that movie. You don't see enough Godzilla in the movie. So yeah, they got the right thing about Godzilla fighting a monster right, but you barely see Godzilla fighting a monster. Every time you see it for like 2 seconds flat, they rather focus on some stupid military guy running around in circles or some completely uninteresting thing that we've been watching the entire movie anyway. I mean, there's barely any monster fighting in the movie. So they still didn't get it, did they? Made weirder then because it was made by the people who made Pacific Rim, and you could tell there are plenty of monster fight scenes and they worked fine. So why, when they actually got Godzilla, did completely screw up that badly? I don't know, it's very weird. But yeah, that's another one of those disappointing movies basically every time America's done anything with Godzilla. Well, the movies, I'm not exactly going to be that hyped up for the new Star Wars either. Because, well, I wasn't that hyped up for episode 1 when it came out. I was huge in Star Wars and still am, but I was just like, I didn't even bother watching the trailers for the new Star Wars film or anything. I just like never bothered. I'll see it someday, that's for sure, but that's about as much as I can say about it at the moment. As in games, yeah, hype for games. Because yeah, it's still the same topic, so. One game, I remember people saying, go get this game, lots of people recommending it online. was the game called Monster Hunter, and I ended up picking one on the PSP called Monster Hunter Freedom, I think was it called. I don't know if it was called that or not, I can't remember right now, but all I can say, 10 hours in, still in tutorials, bored to death. I just frankly just gave up on the thing. I did not like that game, and even tried the 3DS ones, did not like the game. I just don't see the appeal in that series, but that could be just me, that one. Another series is like that, yeah, another series of the hype I'll never get. People still hype for Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, that's a prime example of a game that's overhyped, but they took so long with it, no one's hyped for it anymore. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 2 came out like over 10 years ago, and we still have got Kingdom Hearts 3. Because they've been doing some pointless filler games that don't benefit anything, and the whole story of the series to me got ruined when Kingdom Hearts 2 came along anyway, because it just became way too convoluted and confusing. And all the add-on, all those prequel games and all the sequels, not Kingdom Hearts 3, made it even worse. Yeah, that's one game series that the hype really has died down for a lot of people because they took way too long to bring it out. I mean, think about it. The series just skips the entire PS3. It skips an entire console generation, that game series, off the main part of the series. That's really kind of bad for a game to do. But yeah, what other games? I wasn't hyped for Fallout 4 at all. And that's the thing, even when the E3, even though I watch it, I never get hyped for any of the games on it anymore. It's because a lot of the trailers are complete nonsense. They're just CGI or rigged ones. Hey, remember Watch Dogs with that? Oh, look at these graphics, they're so called amazing. And then the game ended up looking worse when it got released. Amusing enough, I wasn't impressed with that game when they first ever showed it. I just saw it. Another Grand Theft Auto clone, don't care. Not into those kind of games. Didn't do a thing for me even back then. But yeah, it's a perfect example of what I'm getting at. E3's terrible for hype. People hype stuff at E3 like crazy, but very few games I'm ever interested in get announced at E3 either, so that's another thing why it's hard to get hyped by E3 for me anyway and stuff like that. I mean, what was the last important thing I remember at E3? Oh yeah, learning Missing Game and what, the favourite character in Smash Brothers was in the new game. That was about as much hype as I got. Because, yeah, and it was only shown for like 2 seconds. It wasn't like they're advertising or anything. I didn't care less about the hype for the new Nintendo Direct stuff. It was just, it was just like, they're just, yeah, Cloud, who cares? I want proper characters in Smash Bros. That Nintendo ones. You might as well call the series Third Party Brothers now, because there's so many third party characters in Smash Brothers now. There's nearly as many almost as these Nintendo ones. It just kind of kills the purpose of the series in a way. But anyway, yeah, as for Fallout 4, yeah, wasn't hyped for that at all. Didn't think that much of 3 actually. I tried playing it, but I just could not really get into it. And I definitely tried, I just gave up on it and just got bored. So, yup. I do remember though, lots of people being hyped up and queuing up for it when I went into, last time I went into game to pick a 3DS game up because, well, it was launch day I think of the game and there was lots of people around just on it going, yeah. Oh, some guy dressed with some weird outfit. It wasn't one of them Brotherhood of Steel guys, it was wearing some like tight jeans and some weird gauntlet on it. I mean, pretty stupid looking to be honest. When anyway, outside of that, what else? I do laugh at all the people that are actually spending the money on the guidebooks for the game because, spoiler guys, you spent 20 bucks on a guidebook for your game, it's not going to include all the guide because the game's still getting paid DLC that's not been made yet. So your guidebook's not a complete book, so what's the point in spending money on it? But that's my opinion. There's a few games actually I don't even bother watching real trailers for at all. I mean, specifically Pokemon. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Pokemon, it's like one of my favourite series, but I don't really need to watch, I watch the trailers, but I don't get hyped for it anymore for that series, for another reason. I know the game's going to be good, and I know I'm going to like it. So I'm probably going to get it when it comes out straight away anyway. So, I've never had a Pokemon game that's completely been ruined yet by stupid design decisions. Yeah, they've had weird changes to them sometimes, but they've never been absolutely terrible either. Never been disappointed with a mainline Pokemon game. I mean, another game I'm kind of looking forward to playing is a game called Yokai Watch. Now, it's technically not a new game, and I've been looking at footage for this game for years because it came out in Japan years ago. They're just taking the time releasing it in English. But Europe doesn't get the game till next year. America has the game actually, I think, now, but I don't have a way to play that version. I have to wait for the European version because it's a 3DS game. And the region free thing that doesn't work anymore, and I just gave up on that, and I gave up on that, so I have to wait for the actual official English UK version, which is coming, but they don't have a date for it yet. Now I could completely spoil the game for myself and just watch videos of it in English and all that, but I just never bothered. And anyone wants to come play Hype, I remember one of the earliest games as a kid being Hyped. Now I never actually bought this game. I wasn't that stupid. Well, as a kid I didn't have that much money anyway, but it was Rise of the Robots. Yeah, I'm sure everyone remembers this game. That's probably around my age. Yeah, it's like, this is going to be the new Street Fighter, this game where you play as a cyborg fighting robots, and everyone knows Rise of the Robots, everything about the game, the old marketing and everything was a complete utter lie. I mean, it was one of the games that sat there going, we've got martial art moves from a martial artist master. Fully animated 3D backgrounds, which was 2D images. It was one of these games that only looked good in still, with the CGI and cutscenes in the game and still screenshots. Moving, it played like rubbish. It was one of them games that's really infamous for me. I mean, look, it got that bad with the hype for that. There were posters in magazines for it. It was interesting, the hype for that game, because the reviews of it when it came out was interesting. It's like, you got some magazines that obviously must be bribed to give it such a good score, because they'll give it like 9 and 8s out of 10s and all that, but other places give it like 1s and 2s. So yeah, it was pretty obvious something was not right with that game. Because that usually never happened with game reviews back then. It's like most of them was, well, in 16-bit, the ones I read at the time, Mean Machine Sega, was kind of like that. It's strange, but yeah, Rise of the Robots is an infamously bad one. And most people seem to have infamous memories of. I mean, even the hype about it is like, oh, it's got some music by Brian May in it. Yeah, in like 2 versions, and some versions it's like a 2-second loop. Yes! It does not sums up how terrible it is. I mean, you hype a musician in it and you've got 2 seconds worth of his music. I mean, the gameplay was complete garbage. I mean, it literally played worse than a game made by Konami in 1985 called Galactic Warriors, who were about robots fighting each other. And that was an arcade game in 85. Played better than Rise of the Robots. Actually, that might have been one of the first fighting games to actually have special moves. Technically, I'm not 100% sure. That's a don't count for me, but yeah. Guess what? Play that game instead of Rise of the Robots. That was one of them games that was hyped like crazy. The funniest hype was that UK TV show Bad Influence. They used to have loads of footage of the game in the intro for a while. And then when they actually reviewed the thing, they're like, they give it such a terrible score and said it was one of the worst games of the year. I mean, you'd never see that happen with a game these days. But, oh, yeah, hype is a bad thing most of the times, and I don't really, you might have guessed by now, I don't really listen to it much. So yeah, that was my response. Thank you for watching and listening.